It's Gary Wilson against Shaun Murphy for the right to play Mark Williams for the Xi'an Grand Prix title.
Swept O'Sullivan aside, quite honestly, was so impressive. So, yeah, two very much.
And he really did play so well in Wuhan. He beat Murphy, as mentioned. He was really fine performance at the end of the match from Zhao to deny him. And that is a very fine long red from Murphy to open his account. And there's another good one.
I also reckon that Shaun has the perfect balance to his game at the moment.
Yes, he's had the former world and UK champion Peter Ebdon in his corner. Had to play safety, and it's never been his strongest suit. The scoring has always been there, the potting. But just as importantly, the confidence, and that's clearly well and truly back for Murphy.
21. $28. $36.
He gets a chance here. But no.
Shaun Murphy, 42.
Shaun a gift of a chance.
What?
Wisely just resetting. It's always interesting to see the little his shot. Murphy's staying down on the shot longer these days after playing it.
But more thinking time. I think so anyway. And I think that's helped. The shots he's played in the match so far has been the same thing, taking his time, picking and choosing
50.
The shot to play, and little cannon on the pink, red's waiting.
And he's always been a delight to watch, Murphy. I think very easy on the eye.
23.
With so a couple of scoring visits for Murphy. Rather different from earlier. Of course, it's early days.
31.
But neither of these. This has been a clean frame, and Murphy's dominated it.
$39. $47.
Delightful.
55.
Well, it took until the 6th frame of the first semi-final for a half century. That was... Up until then, the snooker was pretty attritional.
62.
But this has been... Wilson more than capable of doing this to Murphy.
$66. 69. 73. 78. 84.
Yeah, it was actually the saw, that big break. We've only had to wait for one in this, their 9th meeting. Their 3rd this year, their 2nd this season. Wilson is one of those players who isn't satisfied, and he's certainly been doing that this week.
Foul. Had a miss. Gary Wilson 4.
Oh dear.
Let's see what Shaun makes of it. Oh, there's another nice flick. Not ideal in a red.
As mentioned, Wilson's made 10 hundreds. Murphy's made 6.
6.
So, but there's been no shortage of
I thought the initial shot with the rest by Shaun was... Again, still on one, but self-inflicted pressure.
19.
Yeah, it was never quite as intended, that break from his first ball.
Yeah.
Playing very fluently, so to beat O'Sullivan in that mood, all the more impressive.
Seven. Forty. 21.
That's good shot. So it was as good as it gets. Genuine top player now, Gary.
28. Thirty-six.
Came into this tournament well to the semi-finals, and of course that's significant at this time of the campaign
44.
with the UK Championship in mind, and the cut-off is the International, which is coming up next month as well in Nanjing. Additional Riyadh Season Snooker Championship. Both of these players looking to secure
52.
their place in the top 10, the golden ball and all that. Out in the first frame by and large.
59.
Frame ball.
$67.
But never quite got a grip of the cue ball. Broke down, and Wilson has stepped in to punish.
73. 74.
Have that swagger now of a top player, doesn't he, Wilson? Yes, last season was a bit of a disappointment.
81. Gary Wilson, 81.
No 11th century, he misses the match. Williams coming through a battle royale earlier with Daniel Wells, 6-3 from 3-2 behind. A match that had a play and a cough. Points from a couple of seasons back when he won both the Players and the Tour Championships, but then had a barren season.
Decided to play it with check.
With that, no one gave more to every shot than Peter in his pomp. The ultimate competitor, really.
Foul. Gary Wilson, 4. One.
Became only the third player to successfully defend his maiden rank.
Gary Wilson, 6.
Took his time, but a good pot. And had a good looking chance in the second after a fluke, but it didn't amount to much, and Wilson punished. Awkward at the moment. In this, their 9th meeting. Murphy's won 5 of the previous 8. They've played twice this year. Murphy winning. Both have been brilliant throughout the week, scoring heavily. Murphy, Ronnie O'Sullivan in the quarters.
11.
6-3 in a very challenging match earlier, where both players.
18.
Right in one of these two reds. Oh, that is absolutely.
25.
It's quite awkward.
Oh, but he's undercut the red.
Gary Wilson, 40.
So
Shaun's been frozen out. the last 15, 20 minutes or so.
What? Nine.
So he'll be looking for one more. Would love to have had a bit of an angle on that green. It was pretty much dead straight.
Safety shot to play. Yeah, it may look like he was pushing the boat out there, but doesn't look as good with his opposite hand, does he? Yeah, that's pretty good.
A frame-winning clearance here. A lot to do.
Eight.
He might have a new favourite. Oh, just.
50.
Yeah, great pot. Now it's. But what a pot. Every credit.
And this time, he just... So this is frame ball for Wilson.
What?
And the initial break that Wilson made in this frame, he negotiated quite a few difficult shots to get himself in charge of the frame, but it was very difficult. And Wilson tidying up for a 2-1 lead.
Seventeen. $22. Gary Wilson, 22.
The pink doesn't matter. Gary Wilson. And Williams with the chance tomorrow to eclipse the great Ray Reardon as the oldest ever ranking event winner. Ray. But Shaun Murphy leaving a red sticking out, and Wilson has been buried. Wilson, one of only 10 players to have made that many. One of the 13 that incredibly isn't.
$50. $23.
Yeah, that. See, there was a bit straight. No, it's a beautiful shot. That's the best shot of the match.
But Murphy's failure to capitalise on that bit of good fortune is taking.
$37. $45, yeah. $53.
Yes, he clearly would have been very disappointed 6 down. It was a case of Zhao winning it, not Wilson
61.
losing it in the end. It was then, even if he's not winning necessarily, a bit like O'Sullivan, I guess, he's pretty happy. He wants to win a quick time. Barely an hour's play. It's every bit as entertaining as we thought it could be. And that's definitely the second one when he was in charge. That's proved quite significant. He didn't make us with 81. And he's not looked back.
$84.
And now very much in the hunt for an 11.
92.
And he's always been a heavy short trousers before he reached double digits. Gary Wilson was knocking in century breaks. And they're a treat to watch in full flow.
$106.
Back in the 16, as mentioned, as a result of this run. But of course, he doesn't want it to end against Karen Wilson.
114. $117.
So often the mid-session, the player on top
121.
by 15 minutes or so. But this has been very Murphy with food for thought at the break.
127. 132. 139.
Shaun Murphy left a red sticking. That's a good start. Beautifully cued long red. Wilson got the better of Murphy this season for the title.
9. $17.
He's seen how well his opponent's queuing.
33. $41.
He'll certainly be going for it. Spread very nicely, to say the least.
49.
Trump and Aaron Hill here at the venue. 13 already this season. This is only the 6th ranking of Murphy, who very nearly had one against Neil Robertson on his
57.
way to the Masters title, and then put that right against Mark Allen. Which puts him behind
65.
only O'Sullivan. So that's the frame.
Got to run, Shaun.
$81.
And he's just overcut it. What a shame. Nevertheless, a very important frame. His primary goal, of course, is to make the final. It will be his 28th ranking final appearance if he can do it. But Williams is into the final, and you wouldn't bet against him having got there. But saying that he needs to raise his game appreciably if he's to beat one of.
What? Six.
Losing his cue ball and having to recover. Just about.
Twenty-two.
It's feeling like that mid-session interval was very beneficial for Murphy, just to check off for the 15-minute break. But Murphy coming out with snooker of a similar ilk here in his bid to draw level.
Eight. $46.
Hangover from the disappointment of not going on with the 147 bid in the previous frame. Players of the week. Mark Williams has made the point post his match with Daniel Wells that he feels if he doesn't rate to his semi-final earlier. But these two have been playing beautiful snooker.
66.
Frame ball. The earlier match was a reminder of how difficult this game is, how easy the top Murphy and Wilson are now. Lovely shot with the rest. And of course, he's all implement to keep the break going.
$84. $92.
Well, this is some standard again, a 3-9 total clearance. 81 from Murphy, which was threatening to become a maximum. Number 7 of the week. Brilliant stuff. He's a born entertainer, Alan.
Certainly is. I was just things when Stephen Hendry was playing, and of course he was just probably 1, 2 or 3 1 cue the ball as well as Stephen was on that day. Something, you know, something that just looked right. And it looks that way to me, it was shot that way, but it really does. Even the fact that he was 3-1 behind coming out under pressure, he's just carrying it on. He's playing out of his boots. He's playing, but
as good as ever, if not better.
124. 131.
A 139 total clearance from Gary Wilson before. 3 frames all. They both had total clearances now. Wilson led 3-1, but that lead didn't last long. Murphy has dominated since Gary Wilson. With the way the clearly didn't want the double kiss. The primary goal was safety for Wilson up at that stage.
One.
Apply.
Seven.
Yeah, absolutely.
22. Shut.
Murphy before the interval. Not getting much of a look in at the moment, though.
You got to think for all money now.
$46. $54.
Let's get it right as well. I'm not saying it's going to continue, because you do go up and down in terms of form, but this has been pretty sustained. You know, 15 of his last 16 ranking event matches, and the one he lost was decider.
62.
Don't think there's much doubt.
Yes, he mentioned in an interview with Rachel Casey in the very biggest tournaments again. He said himself that he thought maybe, as he clinches the frame bar, he proved that wasn't the case in fine style at the Masters. Of course, he was the 10th player to complete the Triple Crown of World, UK and Masters titles. Only 11 have done it. It's hard to say anything other than Murphy right now is playing the best snooker of his career.
76.
3-1 behind to Wilson, who was playing brilliantly himself. And this match could easily...
84.
Earlier we had to wait 7 frames in bar 1 in this match,
91.
including 2 total clearances, 1 as well, which could very well be another century.
7.
And Wilson hasn't had a sniff since he led
98.
3-1.
$106.
Doesn't get much better than this, Alan.
No, they're all good. I understand that. But who's playing better at the moment than Shaun? No one. It's that straightforward to me, anyway. I say it's, you know, coming in 15 of the last 16 matches he's won, and won most of them at a canter.
Ball 140 TC on here. And the pace at which he's playing as well.
18.
Absolutely flying around the table. $122. $127. Never back-to-back total clearances of 131 and 140 to go with the 81 he made, which could have been a maximum, lest we forget. Missed the 11th black for quite a while now. And the pace that this match is being played at, it couldn't have. Will raise his game. He plays the winner.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
What?
Time by way of refreshments, but I wouldn't mind some of it. Trickier red than he might have had. And tricky enough to...
What?
Bit of check on the cue ball.
8.
Not great.
Yeah,
Gary Wilson 8.
coming to the top.
What?
Gary. Oh, it's a fabulous shot. Very good.
What?
To get back to the table and find your cueing, but that is a gorgeous little shot.
Great snooker.
Sure.
That's the double. Oh, gee whiz.
So this frame proving to be something of a calm after the storm of the
players are taking their time, and they both understand that oh, wow, where's the cue ball? Oh, he's got cover. What a tough one. That was such a tough shot. He couldn't,
What?
and it's ended.
Carry reverse on 1.
But there was space for the red for Murphy, who's back in his.
Four.
Just undercut it, not easy.
One.
Love to be on one of them. Well played. That's well done.
Good shot.
And even more so.
Foul. You touch the blue.
Touch the
Carry
blue.
reverse on 13. Shaun Murphy,
So
foul.
this is. This would be a
What?
big frame for Murphy to win clear. But not the.
The danger is under hitting this. No, he's gave it plenty of pace. That's well done. Well done.
Foul.
And that'll do for now.
Shaun Murphy.
Further evidence of how
What?
good he's feeling right now. Chance to win the frame. And he's played that pretty well too, so. For 5-3. Murphy laid the snooker. Got it. And with it, surely his fourth chip for 5-3. Wilson breaking off 2 down with 3 to play. Well capable of winning 3 in a row, of course.
Foul. MS. What? Eight. 9. Seventeen. 25.
An early move on them. And he's gotten his reward.
33. 40. $47. $54.
To land into the bunch of reds, caught the angle, caught the blue, caught the pink, I should say, and this is the result. And 75 left after this red.
60.
But one more. The crowd acknowledging that. A normal service resumed. A one-visit frame.
Gary Wilson.
When being replaced, so it shouldn't have an issue with this.
Murphy, he'd be one behind Ding. Who, of course, he beat to get to the last four. Couldn't have played for him now for Gary Wilson, who again has played some great snooker.
31.
It's one of those matches where, because of the standard that both have been able to generate.
39.
When they came out from the interval at the start of frame 5, Shaun Paul.
Yeah, the long red in the previous frame to seal it.
47.
Confidence, the self-belief currently flowing through Murphy.
Hope whichever red he plays for, it has to go wrong, and that's just about okay.
$61.
It's been lost. Match ball.
15.
He was brilliant at the British Open. Has had a wonderful tournament himself. 11 centuries. Brilliant win over O'Sullivan, who was playing terrific snooker. Has been outstanding.
76.
From 3-1 behind. And it's going to be the great Mark Williams in the final. Williams having beaten Murphy at the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters this season. That was a 6-1 drubbing.
84.
So Murphy will be looking to put that right. Event champion. What a final it promises to be. And what a finish from Murphy for a hat-trick of centuries.
92.
Special stuff.
Oh, it's scintillating. I mean, so many words you could use, but it's as the game's been up to
98.
scratch. He's kept Gary under pressure. He hasn't been rushing. He's been taking his
99.
time. Hesitation. He's playing as well as anyone can play the game, quite honestly.
And that's his 9th century of the tournament. We might even have had... He has been a masterclass from the magician.
100%.
And what a way to finish. Half hours of playing time for 10 frames.
116.
And 4 centuries to boot.
119. 123.
Match of the tournament.
128.
Eyeing his 3rd total clearance of the semi-final.
141.
Magic